everyone, Adam Seitz here with Fall Obsession, coming to you with this week's installment of Tricks of the Trade. This week we're going to be covering a little bit about shed hunting, specifically with the use of man's best friend. If you've ever been shed hunting before, you know how difficult it can be. Oftentimes you need the right conditions, probably just more than yourself helping you out, and overall just luck on your side. But luckily for us, that can be a little bit easier if we train our dogs to assist us in shed hunting. First topic this week we're going to be covering is one of the most common questions people have, and that's what breed is right for me. And there's no right or wrong answer to that question because you can pretty much train any dog you want to help you out there. But what you got to do is do some research and find out what breed's right for your family. Some of the considerations you want to take into account therefore is shed hunting only may last 2 to 3 months of the year. What are your plans with that dog for the rest of the year? Is it you're going to have it as a family pet, or are you going to use it to help you waterfowl hunt, upland bird game hunt, anything like that you might have to do some future training with the dog on? Another common question is how much are you willing to spend for the dog? Depending on what breed you get, the prices vary. So you got to ask yourself how much are you willing to spend there. And another question you might want to look into is your space confinements. You know, some of the breeds get awful big and they take up a lot of room in your house. Like, for example, we purchased in Christmas 2017 a new puppy for our family, and we chose a Labradoodle, which is a mixture between a Labrador and a Poodle, and he's about 10 months old now, and he's weighing 75 pounds, so he takes up quite a bit of room. So that's another thing you want to take into account for when you're choosing what's right for your family. Like I said, any kind of dog you can train to help you out there. But some of the most common breeds that people go with are Labradors, Retrievers, Pointers, Spaniels, and Setters. So we chose the Labradoodle because we have allergies in the family, and they're hypoallergenic, so that helps us out with that aspect. But do your research and figure out which one's going to be right for you. Tip number 2 this week is the basics. Cover basic obedience first with your puppy before you go ahead and try and teach them how to hunt the sheds for you. The basic obedience, you want to teach them how to sit and stay and do stuff when you command them to do so. Slowly work up to playing fetch, throw the ball out there for them, have them bring it back, and then drop it when you command them to do so. And when you start your training, start off indoors. Don't bring them outside right away. There's going to be lots of distractions out there, and you want them to follow your commands and have their attention on you so you can get the training through to them the way you want to do that. And when we start off training, a tip that I found out was don't start off with the shed right away. It could be have the sharp points on there. When they pick it up, it could poke them in the mouth, and that's going to turn them off to wanting to grab that item again. So start off with something soft, such as a tennis ball or another toy like that, and work your way up to the sharper objects. What I found out, a good tip was I had grabbed an old shed and I cut the ends off where the points are really sharp. So that way when we got to this point and he would retrieve it for me, the risk of him poking himself and hurting himself was minimal. So that way we had a good experience in our training. Finally, the last topic we're going to cover this week, and in my opinion is the most important, is make it fun. Training your dog to find antlers and sheds isn't all that hard, but you need to take it in baby steps. You just can't expect them to go out day one and perform the way you want them to do and find a shed antler and bring it back to you. So you need to start off your training in baby steps and take it with small successes. Start off by throwing a ball with them seeing it or an item and having them bring it back to you and dropping it on your command, and slowly work into the point where you can hide an item, introduce the dog to the environment, and then have them find it through their senses and then bring it back to you. But you need to make it a game and make it fun for them. They're going to learn more through their success than they will their failure. So if they're not able to find the item easily at first, they're not going to want to keep doing it. So let them succeed. That way your training will progress and it'll be fun for both you and the dog. So to sum up what we covered this week, we talked about number 1, choosing the breed that's right for you. Do your research, figure out what's going to work for you and your family, and then you can start your training from there. 2, we talked about basic obedience. That's going to be the ground blocks for any kind of future training you want to do. So you make sure you want to have your basics covered, and it'll make it so much easier. 3, we talked about working in baby steps and making it fun. If it's not fun for you and the puppy, it's going to be really hard to get them to do what you want. So have fun and enjoy yourselves. All right, well, thanks for watching this week's installment. Make sure you tune in next week for more Tricks of the Trade.